I-40, where family and fun come together.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. If you need a roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and we will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. We have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with two of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for many years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies' new look, the Redbirds, the 901 FC, and the Tigers football and basketball teams, it's going to be a fun year. Thank you to Coach Norvell, Coach Hardaway, and their staffs for your dedication to your student athletes, the University of Memphis, and to fans like me who have waited forever to have both the football and basketball teams ranked at the same time. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Williams Equipment and Supply.
Hey, Gabe.
Your Bobcat loader and excavator.
Yes, sir.
Is
Hey,
#1
like
in compact
if
construction
there was
equipment
anything
with
that you thought was
highest
interesting
market
from
share,
Laird,
the
you could always like
largest
put the
inventory of
quote out and
equipment,
tweet it out
parts, the
on the
largest
Sports 56
compact rental
account.
fleet, and the best
Because I'm like,
technicians and
I'm
the
not
best
able to
locations.
comprehend too
Williams
much what he's
Equipment
saying
is
because I'm thinking about the
undisputed
next
leader.
stuff.
Find out why more
And I
people
know he
buy,
didn't say
lease,
too
and
much,
rent
but he said
Bobcat
some things that
equipment
were pretty
from Williams
interesting.
Equipment
So,
than any
I
other
mean,
brand.
if you like, just moving forward, you could always do that. Very helpful.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
Demonstration and a finance quote at 901-508-8739.
Hey, this is Drew Barrett. Join me and Stats from Sports 56 on location this Friday from 3 to 6 at Edwin Watts Golf. Edwin Watts has moved to a new location at 5895 Poplar near Ridgeway, and Sports 56 will have all kinds of giveaways, including 2 pairs of Memphis-Cincinnati tickets and a VIP custom golf bag from Callaway. So come out this Friday from 3 to 6 and join us at the new location of Edwin Watts Golf. There's a lot to give away from Edwin Watts Golf and Sports 56 WHBQ.
Can't you give me 5 more minutes?
Country music star Scotty McCreery will be at this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and you want to be there too.
This is it. This is now.
The American Idol winner will perform at the President's Gala on December 30th at the Peabody and at halftime of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game on December 31st. Get your tickets today by calling 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx. This hour of Sports 56 Middays is also brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoie.
Mics are hot. We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays, getting you set for the sports weekend. Broadcasting live today from Town Village Audubon Park, Cherry at Park. Senior living in today's world. If you're looking at the future for not only yourself, but obviously your parents, grandparents out there, you really need to check out Town Village Audubon Park. One of the many perks to living at Town Village Audubon Park is a free membership to the Dixon Gallery and Gardens, which is right next door. Just a beautiful place here in Memphis. And only 3 apartments are vacant right now, including single and double occupancy. So check them out today. Give them a call at 901-537-0002 or online at townvillageaudubonpark.com. Well, tomorrow, as everybody knows by now, Ole Miss and Memphis, noon tip-off at FedEx Forum. Big hoop game, and we are very pleased to be joined by the head coach of the 4-0 Rebels, Kermit Davis, who you can follow on Twitter at Rebel Coach Davis. Kermit, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Well, glad to be with you guys.
The news today was the announcement that Keith Carter, former Ole Miss basketball star, loses the interim tag and will become the permanent athletics director at Ole Miss. You've been there now a year. You've worked with Keith under his interim tag, and I would imagine being a former player, you guys are pretty excited about having Keith Carter in the fold as the new AD.
You're exactly right. I thought, the search committee, headed by Mike Glenn, did a great job. I mean, I'm happy for Keith, but I'm more excited for Ole Miss because it's just a great fit. I mean, I've been doing this stuff 38 years and had a lot of really good ADs, and he just acted the part. He looked the part when Ross took the job at A&M. He did a great job running our athletic program. I mean, you think about it, former All-American who's been with us for like 12 or 13 years. It's just going to be such a seamless transition, and I think Keith's going to do great things for us.
Well, he certainly, as you said, he knows the school, and he certainly knows the basketball program there. So I guess from your perspective, probably it's nice to have a guy who's a former basketball player that's going to be the boss.
Well, it does, and I know Keith and Ross were a huge part of me coming to Ole Miss, and so I've always, respected Keith as a player way back even when I was at LSU. And so you're talking about a former great that the biggest thing, too, he's been head of our foundation. So he's connected with all of our boosters. And he's out in the external field, and he sees everybody, knows everybody. Everybody likes Keith. And so he has a great grasp of not only just internally, but the fundraising aspect, which is so critical in any athletic director's position.
Ole Miss basketball coach Kermit Davis joining us on the program. It's Ole Miss in Memphis tomorrow from FedEx Forum starting at noon. 4 games so far, 4 wins. How would you evaluate what you've seen from your team so far, Kermit?
We're a work in progress. We're playing 9 new guys, and we do get Blake Henson back tomorrow. He's such a huge part of our team, and he practiced yesterday for the first time. And, so he'll be a great addition to our team. Just gives us so much more versatility and experience. I love the way we're defending. But, a lot of those, we played like Arkansas State 5-1, but what we've done is we've guarded at a high level. I mean, as far as defensive field goal percentage, 3-point defensive field goal percentage, we haven't given up a lot of easy baskets in transition, which is good. And, but it's obviously we'll be tested at a much higher level on the road against a really athletic, good offensive team tomorrow.
You mentioned the defense of what you've been doing. Offensively, I know you talked about it after the game the other night against Seattle. I mean, it's been a little bit of a struggle. You've got the 2 veteran guards, but that you're very young pretty much everywhere else. What have you seen so far out of Tyree and Schuler, those veterans in the backcourt?
They've both been rock solid, great leadership. I don't think they've both played offensively like they're going to play, and I know Brian has struggled a little bit shooting the ball, and that doesn't bother me one bit. I know it bothers him some. I know he's going to come out of it. I know he's a great shooter and a great offensive player. So what's encouraging to me is that both those guys have had great spots, but they're still not – we know they can be at a higher level. And obviously we get Blake back, who's such a big part offensive what we're doing. Our bigs are starting to play a little bit better, but they haven't just shot it and scored extremely well. So all of those things said, I mean, I know our ceiling is much higher. It's like a lot of teams in college basketball right now in middle into November. We're all still trying to figure it out. So I do think we're going to get much better as the season goes on. Yeah,
I'm putting together the charts for the game. I'm calling the game on television. I was looking at Brian's numbers, and I said, "Whoa, this isn't usual for him." And Memphis fans, I'm certain are a little concerned that maybe tomorrow's the breakout game. I know that's what you're hoping for, Coach. He is too good a player to not be shooting up to snuff, and we know that's just a matter of time. In the meantime, as you look for Brian to explode, Memphis is looking for some people to step up because of the James Wiseman situation. So you won't be going up against the big man in James Wiseman, but you will be going up against a talented bunch of players also trying to find their way.
Yeah, and I said it the other day. I really believe, I think, for a young team, they play extremely hard. They're very, very competitive. It's like all of us, we're all works in progress. But I love their energy level. And I do, and I don't mean this because we're playing them next. I think they're an NCAA tournament team. Without James, obviously with James, they're going to be an NCAA tournament team. They've just got very talented. I mean, they're versatile. And the biggest thing about playing Memphis, especially get on the road, even in our league in the SEC, is points off opponents' turnovers. We're like first or second in steals in the SEC. So points off turnovers for us is big. Take care of the ball, making them run half-court offense. It's all the real simple things that it takes to try to beat a good team on the road.
Talking with Kermit Davis, head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels, who will be at FedEx Forum tomorrow to take on the Memphis Tigers. The Tigers certainly have a lot of size, even without Wiseman. Your big man, a guy that I know you guys were excited to get, Hadim C., the junior college kid. What have you thought of his performance so far, and certainly will be a challenge tomorrow with some of the size that he will see?
Yeah, I know Thomas, and I mean Isaiah Morris may be leading the country in rebounds per minute. He's getting one about every 1.8 minutes played. That's fantastic. Dream he's had his best 2 weeks of practice. He's getting better. He's just like some junior college players. It's taken him a little bit, but we haven't really seen what he can do. And he's gotten in some early foul trouble. He's got to stay away from that tomorrow. Rebound at a high level. Because we desperately need his scoring around the goal.
What do you think about the league this year? I know there's been a couple of surprising outcomes early in the season. Kentucky going down. A couple of teams have lost games they probably would normally win, but it's still obviously going to be very, very competitive. How do you see it, Coach?
Yeah, I don't know if we have a Tennessee last year with all the veterans and number one in the country. But, gosh, I look around and all I know is this, is Conzo Martin thinks this is one of his very best teams he's ever had in coaching, and they were picked 13th in our league. I just think it's so much balance in the league. I mean, you look at Jerry's team at Vanderbilt, they were picked dead last. They're off to a good start, and playing much better. I just think the league is going to be it's going to be brutal in January and February and all these games. And, I agree there's some upset, but you know what? It's just college hoops. I mean,
right.
I think sometimes we get used to football, and it's not that many. But all of a sudden, boy, November clicks forward. Here comes basketball, and even there's some exhibition teams that lose, and there's mid-majors that go on the road and win. That's just kind of what makes March Madness so great, and it's just kind of par for the course. So, but it's going to be nice for us, we get in the stretch now. There's no question. I think we're going to play 4 straight NCAA tournament teams. So that's going to be good for us.
Coach, for you, how excited are you to play Memphis and get this series? It's a 2-game series right now, the home and home, but hopefully it will continue after that. But to have this series on the schedule and be able to come up here to Memphis tomorrow and get a chance to play the Tigers.
Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense in football to play every year, but I do know in basketball, the tradition that Memphis has, and obviously for everybody to play meaningful games that fans really want to see in our area in November and December, and I think this is one of them. And I called Penny, and Penny obviously said, "Yep, he would love to play, and it's gonna be a great crowd. I'm sure at FedEx, our place will be a fantastic crowd here next year. I want to see the series continue. If that's something that Penny would like to do, and everybody's got to look at their different schedules and see. But it's something I'd like to see happen, and I just think it's good for both programs to, like I said, to play these kind of games where the fans really have an interest.
Recruiting off to a tremendous start. You were able to get a player from Memphis who I absolutely adore, and Matthew Morrell. So I know you guys are excited about that and the prospects as you continue to recruit.
Yeah, we've been recruiting Matthew for a long time, and we're so excited. Obviously he's fantastic talent. Had a great career at Whitehaven, and then chose, to go to IMG and off to a great start there. Not only the talent, he's an unbelievable student. His mom and dad, Gladys and Carl, just great people. It's just such a good support system around him. Matthew kind of fits who we are, and, you lose a guy like Bree and Tyree, and, like a lot of really good freshmen, he's going to have a great chance to impact our team in a really good way next year.
Last year, Antavian Cullum, now you get Morrell. How important is this Memphis market for you? We know what, as you said, the basketball tradition here goes all the way down to the high school and the little kids. There's so much talent here. How important is it for you to be able to come in here and get talent like that?
Well, obviously we're an hour and 15 minutes away. We've got a great alumni base. Probably Jackson and Memphis are 2 largest. And, and so, Ole Miss has had some good players from Memphis in the past for sure here. And, we just got to work and who do we have great opportunities to get, who really has a great interest in Ole Miss. Guys who have interest in playing in the SEC. It's like Matthew. He took 4 visits to SEC schools and visited Texas. So obviously the SEC appealed to him. And so we just got to work smart in Memphis and, and just go. And there are a lot of good players there, a lot of really good coaches. And, so Ole Miss, I think we sure have to have a presence there in basketball and football recruiting.
Next week, you head to the Big Apple. I would assume that even today that kids look at that schedule and love these type of trips.
Oh, they do. They're so exciting. You know, you especially get those older guys like Devontae and Brian, and, you know, we've played 4 games at home, and that's been terrific. But, you know, I mean, they're excited about going and playing a really good team like Memphis that's ranked. And then we go to the NIT, and obviously we haven't talked about that at all. I haven't looked at any tape on anybody up there. My staff has. But, you know, you get to go play in the Barclays Arena, and, you know, I think Penn State has a chance. I'm telling you, maybe the second-best team in the Big Ten. Then Syracuse, Oklahoma State, come back against Butler at home on Tuesday. So just what a fun stretch for your players.
I know I'm excited about going to New York.
I know you are. Well, I know you are.
Heck with the players. I'm excited, Coach.
You may be looking for him. Kermit, you may be looking for him on the plane flight back. He might be somewhere in New York, lost.
No doubt. I tell you what, when you go on these trips, everybody goes, boy, it's going to be a lot of fun. I said, guys, I could just be in Oxford. All I'm going to do is be in my hotel room, you watch tape. It's funny how all my family and children, they go on all these great trips. Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, they're all over the place. You know, New York, they're going to Broadway plays, they're doing all this. And all I do, they come in about 11:15, I'm watching tape, and I just get to hear about all the fun they've had. You know, that's the only fun that I do. I live vicariously through them on the trip because I get to not enjoy much of it at all.
Absolute life of a coach.
Yeah, and I'll be sure to tell you all about my experiences too, Coach. I'll make sure that I share everything with you.
Well, first things first, and that's Memphis, and that's tomorrow, and that's going to be a lot of fun at FedEx Forum at noon tip. Tigers and the Rebels. Kermit Davis, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, to follow Kermit on Twitter at Rebel Coach Davis. Coach, we'll see you tomorrow over at FedEx Forum.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com. Locally owned and operated. He started this business from scratch, and it's prospering because of people like you. You can pick any company you want. In fact, if you're going through your insurance company, they can't tell you what company to use. You can pay through your insurance company, and again, you can tell them what company you are going to use for the services, but you can also pay out of pocket. They offer financing with many different plans and options, including a 6, 12, or 18-month same-as-cash option. You can't afford not to get your roof fixed. If it's a new roof or just repairs, call Brandon today. They do residential and commercial roofing, so all you business owners and property managers, if you have a leak or any other roofing issue, call them up. Pinnacle is licensed, bonded, and insured. A member of the Better Business Bureau, 5-year labor warranty on all roofs, and satisfaction's always guaranteed. Now, they do free roof inspections. So, again, you got an issue, call them. They'll come out and they'll check out what the deal is. A $100 referral fee given to all people who refer somebody to Pinnacle, and they end up using Pinnacle. You pick up $100 for the referral. They do carpentry work, exterior painting. They can replace gutters, put up fencing, install shingles, siding, rotten wood repair. Your one-stop shop for all your home repair needs, quality work at a very reasonable price, and all their work is satisfaction guaranteed. It's Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration. Do what I do. Go with the pros from Pinnacle. Brandon McCullough, 901-438-5084. Tell them I sent you, or go online to newroofmemphis.com. We will take a break, come back with more from Town Village, Audubon Park. It's at Cherry and Park. Come on by and see us. We'll tell you about what's happening the rest of the way, the next 2 hours here on Middays, right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking, no telephone pole to get in your way, a cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Hi, folks. Rob Walker, Infinity of Memphis, and we've got a new Infinity crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand, working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like two engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own, and only Infinity has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And the new QX50 offers more horsepower than its Audi, Lexus, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
Infinity of Memphis, and online at infinityofmemphis.com.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
Hi, folks. The Chevy Sheriff for Sunrise Chevy. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has over 500 new vehicles to choose from with interest low as 0% and rebates up to $12,000. A $5 million used car inventory specializing in late model GM certified cars and trucks under $10,000. Bad credit, bankrupt, slow pay, it's okay. Sunrise gets you financed when no one else can. Check out the inventory and apply online at sunrisememphis.com or call. Come in and see us, go online, call. Any way you do it, we'll save you money at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch, partner. 385 in Houston Levy and Collierville. Find new roads.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx. This hour of Sports 56 Middays is also brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoie.
Thanks so much. We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays, wrapping up hour number 1 as we broadcast live today from Town Village Audubon Park. It's at Cherry and Park. It's senior living in today's world, 55 and over, maybe a parent, a grandparent you're thinking about, maybe yourself or your future. A monthly rental with no buy-in, bi-weekly housekeeping, home health care and on-site rehab. I mean, they have it all. They even have a dog park here. So, yes, pets are welcome. There's only 3 apartments vacant right now, single and double occupancy. So if you're thinking about it, you're looking around for a parent, a grandparent, yourself, make sure you check out Town Village Audubon Park. And they have, I guess you can call it an open house of sorts, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's the Town Village Audubon Park's annual holiday pop-up shop. It'll be on December 6th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Shopping and live music and holiday treats. They're going to have a lot of fun. It's 950 Cherry Road in Memphis, very conveniently located. You can find out more about what they have to offer, their services and amenities, on December 6th. All right, so Eli, yesterday's story pops up. I think it was Football Scoop that had reported it, that Mike Norvell and Arkansas had spoken. And then we had Laird Veach to start the program. The AD at the University of Memphis says, don't believe everything you read. Later in the day yesterday, in fact, early last night, Wally Hall, who covers Arkansas athletics and has done that for years and years and years, came out and said that has not happened. There has been no, according to his reporting, there's been no contact, no meeting between Hunter Yurachek and the AD at Arkansas and and Mike Norvell. So, believe what you want to believe, but I would think that if you're going to be wanting to talk to a coach who is currently with a team and working, you have to go through a protocol. And you have to go through the AD.
Yeah, like he said, there's going to be communication. They're not just going to do this secretly. The only time he would have talked to them would have possibly been during the bye week. Certainly he's not doing it during a game week. So I don't know. At some point, Arkansas will want to talk to Mike Norvell. Whether they have already or not, I don't know, but they're going to want to.
No, there's no question that he is a hot name, and certainly Arkansas makes a lot of sense that they would have some interest. But throwing the name out there is certainly understandable, but reporting that he had contact with that school, again, it's been shot down, and we had the AD, Laird Veach, saying don't believe everything you read. The AD at Ole Miss, as we talked about with Kermit Davis, being announced today. No surprise, it's Keith Carter. The interim tag is off. There were some people that said that they wish they had gone outside the pocket, but most people said, why not? Keith has done a bang-up job. It makes an awful lot of sense to retain him.
Well, I know there are some people at Ole Miss that are unhappy because they look at this as another one of the same hires that have been the path here of we say we're doing a national search, and then we just hire the guy that's part of the Ole Miss family. It goes back to Matt Luke, then with the chancellor, and now some will look at this with Keith Carter this is quit saying you're going to do national searches and just hire the guy that's already in the place. If you're going to do that, just do it without saying you're going to make a national search because you're not doing that.
Right.
Kermit said it. Kermit said it best. Everybody likes Keith Carter. It's regardless of whether you think they should have hired outside the family or whatever, the one thing that is absolutely true, you cannot dislike Keith Carter, the person. The dude is the nicest man on the planet. He is so nice. He's been there raising money for many, many years. He certainly knows everybody, every one of the money people at Ole Miss, and has good relationships with them. And, a big part of being an AD anymore, that's it. You got to be able to raise money. Keith can raise money. There's no doubt that Keith can raise money for Ole Miss.
Well, look, boosters are very important to a school. Everybody knows, and the more money you give, the more power you have, and what you want is taken seriously. But when you have, in this case, somebody like Keith Carter, who not only is beloved by the basketball coach and the players, but really by the whole athletic department, players and people who work at Ole Miss, and not to mention alum, it just makes sense. And when you're a new chancellor who came in under a little bit of controversy, I guess you could say, and not everybody agreed with that hire, do you want to continue to go down that road and take somebody from the outside and really get a lot of people mad? It's the smart decision. It's the right decision to just elevate Keith Carter.
Well, the other, some people, you wonder, the other part, obviously, is dealing with the coaches and hiring and all that stuff. And some people wonder whether Keith could make a tough decision in regards to Matt Luke, a guy that he is very close with, friends with, and has been before Matt Luke was the coach and he was the AD. So, people wonder, could Keith Carter be able to fire Matt Luke if that's what it comes to? And we shall see how he handles those types of situations. The one thing you can say, as an interim AD, he didn't give Mike Bianco the 1 year the automatic kind of 1 year extension. So even as an interim AD, he made a tough decision as it pertained to a very successful coach at Ole Miss. So we'll see. Those are things. But again, people like him. He knows them all. He's going to be able to raise money, and I'm happy for Keith because I like Keith a lot. I've had a chance to work with him calling games in the past, and just saw him the other night at the basketball game. He's just such a great guy that I'm happy to see him get this opportunity.
I covered the guy. That's how far I go back when I first got here, covering Keith Carter as a player, and he was quite the player. He ended up I believe, I'm not sure if he was drafted by the Knicks or he ended up as a free agent, and it didn't last long, but ended up having a professional career around the world, and he's the right guy for the job.
This is funny. So we get a text message, says talking about Kermit Davis. Tell Kermit to shove it. We sure as hell don't need to play them in basketball without football. Okay, so let me get this straight. So Rick Barnes said he doesn't want the series to continue, and we got mad at him. Kermit says he does want the series to continue, and we're going to get mad at him.
Oh, yeah.
So what should they say? What is the basketball coach at the regional school supposed to say about the series? Is he going to say, we refuse to play unless football plays? Is that the only acceptable answer for Tiger fans?
Well, some Tiger fans. Certainly that texter wants everything, right? Wants to play the local, the regional teams, but wants football and basketball and probably home and home for every one of those sports. Sometimes you just got to get a little piece of the cake. Sometimes people want the whole cake. And in this case, with Kermit Davis, keep it going. Look, I know Penny likes these regional games, so it makes an awful lot of sense. Now, we talked to him about Matthew Morrell. That's a guy who Penny really didn't go strong after, and I can't tell you why. I love Morrell, and I think it's a great signing for Ole Miss. Speaking of recruits, last night it was all about Kennedy Chandler, and Roy Williams was on hand. Penny was on hand. Kermit Davis was on hand at Briarcrest to watch this kid who has a lot of skills. I think he went for 29 last night. He was really good with these big-time coaches watching him. The Grizzlies will play the Lakers tomorrow night, and how busy the weekend is here locally that it's the third thing we've talked about. We've been talking about Memphis football and the huge game at South Florida, the Tigers and Ole Miss in basketball tomorrow, but they will quickly change courts and bring in the old retro Vancouver Grizzlies court.
I'm looking forward
tomorrow night.
I'm looking forward to the jerseys tomorrow night. I love the court. I'm looking forward to seeing that tomorrow night. Cool thing the Grizzlies are doing, they're doing basically an all-day tailgate tomorrow in the plaza, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning before the Memphis Ole Miss game, then through the afternoon up until the start of the Lakers game, so folks can just hang out downtown. They're going to have food out there. They're going to have DJs. I think they're going to be showing the Memphis football game out there too. So it's just going to be a big old party downtown tomorrow with what should be a great day.
I know this wasn't the intent, I don't believe, but think about it. It's a good way to try to persuade maybe some Memphis Tiger basketball fans who are not particularly big Grizzlies fans. Look what the Grizzlies are doing, to have this all-day party out on the plaza and maybe win some fans over that will want to go to a future game. Tomorrow night, of course, it's the Lakers. It's some guy named LeBron James and another guy, I think his name is Anthony Davis, I think his name is. Anyway, they're going to play tomorrow night, the Grizzlies at 5-9. John Morant yesterday, according to David Cobb from the Commercial Appeal, hurt his hand. I'm not sure when. I assume it was at practice, and he had a little wrap around his hand. I don't believe it's anything serious, but I don't know until I see the injury report about his status for tomorrow night. And the Lakers play tonight, so I wonder if that could affect little load management action with LeBron and Davis. I don't think so, but you never know in the NBA with back-to-back games. I know that we're here at Town Village Audubon Park, Cherry and Park. Has the food arrived?
The food has arrived. Three Little Pigs Barbecue is here. You can come on by and enjoy some lunch from Three Little Pigs Barbecue. Also a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets for the Tigers basketball game against Bradley on December the 3rd. All you got to do is drop your name in the box for that. We also have some free golf at Wedgwood we'll be drawing for at the end of the show. Other prizes just for coming by. We still have some T-shirts here as well. So come on by and see us at Town Village Audubon Park, corner of Park and Cherry. Come on in, enjoy some lunch, and see us here at Town Village.
The queue has arrived, and John Varlas has arrived. We'll talk to John when we return as we kick off Hour 2. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
At Amazon this holiday, our Black Friday sale has new deals all day. There'll be more, and more.
Woohoo! I love it all!
Amazon's Black Friday sale, delivering all you need for less. November 28th through 29th.
Everybody needs somebody to love, someone to love.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
The Season of Performance event is going on now at Acura of Memphis. Choose from a large selection of Acura of Memphis's entire lineup. The Acura TLX with premium tech and exceptional performance. Or drive the 3-row, 7-passenger SUV, the Acura MDX. Or Acura of Memphis' top-selling luxury crossover, the Acura RDX. Stop in and take advantage of special year-end pricing as well as incredible lease and financing options. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Mid-South Power Distributors is your source for all things diesel. For more than 26 years, they've supplied all the diesel parts that you need. From simple repairs to complete overhauls, they have it all. Whether it's heavy, medium, light-duty, agricultural, marine, or off-road, Mid-South Power is the leading source for all things diesel. Fuel injection, turbochargers, engine parts, alternators, starters, and brakes. They can supply all the parts and services you need. Stop in today at 3250 Mill Branch Road in Memphis or call 901-396-0710.
If you're an outdoorsman and love all things hunting and fishing, be sure to listen to Sports 56 Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. for Outdoors Today. Brought to you by the Gun Store, 6920 Winchester in Memphis. Outdoors Today is a 1-hour show hosted by veteran Mark Tobin and a group of respected outdoor-loving guests. Outdoors Today is dedicated to bringing outdoorsmen tips and techniques and tactics to help with your hunting and fishing in all seasons. Saturday mornings at 6 on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 and 96.1 FM.
Can't you give me 5 more minutes?
Country music star Scotty McCreery will be at this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and you want to be there too.
This is it. This is now.
The American Idol winner will perform at the President's Gala on December 30th at the Peabody and at halftime of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game on December 31st. Get your tickets today by calling 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
For over 25 years, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 has been bringing you great local sports talk. With 13 hours of local talk daily, we continue to be Memphis's local sports leader. The day starts with Keith Parker and Elliot Wender on the press box from 6 to 7, followed by the Peter Edmiston Experience with C.J. Hurst from 7 to 10. Sports 56 Middays with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoie takes you through lunch from 10 until 1. And then, John Harden brings you Johnny Radio's Happy Hour from 1 to 3. Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy drive you home every afternoon with Sports Time with Wolo and Stats from 3 till 6. And John Rennie wraps up the day with Southern Sports Report from 6 to 7 before we turn things over to Fox Sports Radio to get you through the evening. We also bring you Ole Miss sports, NFL football, and the NCAA basketball tournaments. Don't miss anything. Keep your radio locked in right here on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx. This hour of Sports 56 Middays is also brought to you by Gold Strike Casino and Resort in Tunica. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoie.
Mics are hot. 1 hour in the books, 2 more big hours to go here on this Friday edition of Sports 56 Middays. Greg Gaston and Eli Savoie broadcasting live from Town Village Audubon Park. It's at Cherry and Park Avenue. Back at the Family Leisure Studios, holding down the fort, producing the program is one Gabe Kuhn. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of Interstate 40. Their man cave sale going on right now. Some amazing discounts as you get ready for the holiday season. Hour 2 of the program also brought to you by the Gold Strike Casino Resort and the Moneyline Book Bar and Grill. That's a fun place to head to this weekend if you are looking for a nice place to do a little gambling, betting on some of the games, enjoying some great entertainment, some great food. That's Gold Strike Casino Resort and the Moneyline Book Bar and Grill. It is Friday. That means it's time for John Varlas.
It's time to talk some high school sports on Sports 56 Middays. Joining Greg and Eli is John Varlas from the Daily Memphian. Check out John's prep coverage at dailymemphian.com. Now, here's John with Greg and Eli.
There must be some kind of way out of here.
He is John Varlas from the Daily Memphian. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. Nobody covers preps like JV. And, of course, tonight it's a huge night in high school football as we are inching closer to the states. And, John, it happens every year. The teams start to be eliminated. They lose. It's one and done. But there are still a number of teams in the area that are trying to find their way to the states.
There are still, let's count this up right quick. There are still 2, 4, 7 teams from our area. No, 8 teams from our area still with a chance to go to Cookeville. So, yeah, it's going to be a big week. And I just got a text here, by the way, guys. I have increased your audience by at least 1 because I got somebody listening right now to me exclusively. So, shout out to my buddy who's listening right now.
Shout out to John's buddy.
With 8 teams, you could have done the 2, 4, 6, 8. There are still that many teams left for state.
Do you remember off the top of your head, and I'm sure we asked you this at the beginning of the season, or maybe you even did it in one of your stories at the Daily Memphian, did you predict how many teams and which teams would go to the states, and where are you as far as that still possibility?
No, I didn't predict that. I mean, I felt like all along ECS, had a great chance to make it to the state in Division II AA, and of course they're right there in the semifinals tonight, playing at home against Lausanne, which should be a pretty interesting game. I think probably the most accurate thing I predicted this year was this quarterfinal game that we're going to have tonight at Houston between Whitehaven and Houston. I think once the season got started and once you kind of saw, what everybody had this year, and then once the brackets were put out and you could kind of look at the brackets, I think, not just me. It didn't take much, but I think a lot of people could probably see that Houston and Whitehaven were on a collision course, and now they've gotten there. And I think it's going to be a really, really fascinating game for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, this is the highlight game, and I actually was kind of wanting to be able to get over to it, but I just can't pull it off schedule-wise because I'd like to go see Lincoln Perry, first of all, and to see him against this defense of Whitehaven should be, this is it. We've talked a lot about him and the lack of offers, all of that stuff. Well, here he's going against, 3 SEC linebackers on the other side. This is to me a fascinating matchup.
It is, and I was kind of curious what you guys think about it as well. When you have one team with such a good defense. Here's a Whitehaven defense. They've only allowed 38 points all year. That's 11 games, only 38 points. So even my public school math tells me that's less than 4 points a game, which is really, really good. But and conversely, you've got an explosive Houston offense that's scored over 38 points in all but 3 of the games they've played. So in other words, this is a team that really, really can put points up on the board. They have Lincoln, who, I don't think there's any argument anymore. I think he's the best running back in the state this year. I think he's proven it. He scored 10 touchdowns in the last 2 playoff games, and over 30 for the season. But here again, they can throw it. They have a good quarterback in Ethan Burns. Grayson Hitt led our area in touchdown receptions during the regular season, and their offensive coordinator Ronnie Thompson is a really good offensive mind with a really creative, kind of play calling vision, who does a good job of kind of diversifying things throughout the game to keep the opposing defense on their toes. Even though it's heavily Lincoln, it's not just all Lincoln, and they do a good job of keeping the defense off balance. Now put that up against, like you said, Eli, Bryson Easton, Martavius French, Tamarian McDonald, 3 Tennessee linebackers, plus a lot of other great players too. Antonio Hall is a terrific defensive back. They got the big kid up front, the big Alu Ba, the 290-pound sophomore who's already got offers from schools like Tennessee and some others. So Zion Walker up front. It's a really, really good defense, really well coached. And here's the thing: nobody. I'm going to steal from somebody else. Nobody circles the wagons like Whitehaven. As good as this, no, seriously, as good as this team is, as much success as they've had over the year, they can still kind of get into that us against the world mindset where nobody believes in them, nobody's giving them a chance. Yeah. So I'm quite sure that there's been some form of message in practice over there at Whitehaven this week. Hey guys, nobody gives us a chance. Lincoln Perry, blah blah blah. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread or whatever. Nobody thinks we can win. Well, we're going to go in with I know that's the mindset that they're going into with, and it's for that reason and for some of the other reasons, it's just going to make for a terrific game this week.
Maybe if Lincoln Perry has a big game against Whitehaven, then Jeremy Pruitt will offer him a scholarship too. They'll just keep bringing everybody.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've talked about it. It still remains to be seen what Lincoln's college future will be. I know it's going to be somewhere. Obviously it's going to be somewhere where he feels like it's the best fit and all that kind of stuff. But wherever he goes, I mean, they're just going to be getting a tremendous football player. But by the same token, Tennessee's about to get 3 tremendous football players. It's going to be a really, really good game.
Well, I think Eli's point with the linebackers and that defense of Whitehaven, guys going to the SEC, if Perry puts up another one of those 200-yard games and 3 or 4 touchdowns, it is going to have to, I would think, ignite some of these coaches from other schools that know of him, he's a fringe guy, and say, wait, maybe we need to do that because now it's against a very formidable defense. So he may win some others over. There may be some late scholarship offers if he has that type of game.
Well, and I hope so just for his sake because, you want to have as many options as you can. But Greg, you and I were talking before we got started. Houston and Whitehaven played last year in the playoffs in the second round, and, Whitehaven won that game. It was really close. It was 31-27. But, having said that, Lincoln did have a pretty good game against those same guys last year. Now let's go to this. They're a lot better this year. No question. Whitehaven's defense is much better this year than it was last year. But Houston's offense is a lot better than it was last year too. It just makes for a really interesting clash of styles. I hate to fall back on a cliche, but it's just going to be like who can kind of impose their will on the other, and who can do what they do best. And if I tell you what though, if Whitehaven can't get Houston off the field, as great as that defense is, eventually they might start to tire down. It might lead to some problems late in the game if they can't get these guys off the field early in the game.
Yeah, that's a good point. And of course, as juniors, maybe they're not paying as much attention to them as opposed to the seniors. Let me ask you one more thing, and then we'll move on to another one of these games. But who comes out of this one? Well, I'm not asking for a prediction, but whoever comes out of this one, what's next? What's the possibility of the semifinal matchup?
Right, the possibility of the semifinal matchup. Whoever wins this game has to travel because the bracket is preset odd, even. So this is an odd year. The local team will travel, so they will play the winner of the Ravenwood-Brentwood game next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So they'll be on the road against either Ravenwood or Brentwood in the semifinals, and the winner of that game will advance to the state playoffs in Cookeville, the state championship game, most likely to play Murfreesboro, Oakland, or Maryville, whichever one of those teams comes through. Those teams are both really good.
All right, we haven't got the text yet, but I assume it's coming, so I'll ask you about Covington.
Preventative strike.
I will ask you about Covington. They've got Wooddale tonight in Class 3A. What do you think of that?
Well, this is uncharted territory for. It's interesting. This is uncharted territory for Wooddale. They have not been to the quarterfinals since 2006. If they were to win tonight, it would be their first trip to the semifinals ever. Wow. Whereas Covington, as everybody knows, and I know our texter knows, they've been to the state championship game in Class 3A in the last 2 years, and they finished runner-up both times. So experience factor, obviously, confidence factor, playing at home will probably favor Covington. And of course, like we've talked about all year, the wing T offense is something that teams like Wooddale just don't see here in the area. It's really hard to defend against. But what Wooddale is going to be bringing to the table is a collection of skill guys, a collection of athletes, a collection of guys that can, run and catch and do, and hit the home run when they get the ball. Probably unlike anything Covington has seen this year in their league schedule. John Jones, Charles Jones, the Jones brothers, and Kylan Grant at wide receiver, those guys Rodney Bridges and Terinsky Rogers, those guys in the secondary. These are guys that can make plays and take it the distance potentially anytime they touch the ball. So that's what makes Wooddale so dangerous. And I said Covington's going to be confident. Heck, Wooddale's going to be confident too. They just they beat a good Milan team last week. They and it came down to the last couple of minutes of the game, late defensive stop. So yeah, Wooddale's going to be playing with a lot of confidence, and it's going to be a really good game. And I'm really kind of curious to see how it turns out, because 3A is a tough bracket. The winner of that one will probably have to go to Nashville and take on a really good Pearl Cone team. So that's looking ahead a little bit. But it's going to be good up there in Covington this week.
2A Fairleigh has to travel to Trenton to take on Peabody.
Well, it's interesting. I talked when I covered Fairleigh in their game earlier this year against Hillcrest. I talked to Gene Robinson about that, and you guys know Gene. He's one of the brightest young coaches in our area. He told me that this is the game they've been pointing towards all year. They kind of knew if they would have to come across Trenton Peabody at some point. And what they have done, they've kind of done, which I hate in the NBA, but I guess it makes sense on the high school level. They've load managed Terry Wilkins this year, the Mr. Football semifinalist. He is, they've limited his carries this year, limited his touches. He still produced, a great season. He still had 18 touchdowns and close to 1,000 yards. But in those regular season games, where it was a lot of blowouts and a lot of mercy rules and a lot of stuff like that, they really limited his touchdowns. So the goal was to keep Terry fresh for Trenton Peabody, and I think they're going to unleash him today, and I hope it works out for him, because he's a great running back, but that is a really tough Trenton Peabody team. Is a team that's undefeated. They're the defending state champs. They've won 26 of the last 27 games, and they're going to be at home. Now the weather's probably going to be bad. It's probably going to be wet and muddy and all that, and that that might favor a team with a good run game like Fairleigh. So we'll see how it goes, but I know this is the game Fairleigh's been pointing to. They put all their eggs in the Terry Wilkins basket for tonight, and we'll see how it turns out.
Talking with John Varlas, who joins us each and every week, talking some high school football here from the Daily Memphian. So we get a text at 67129, and it simply says, Lausanne with the upset.
Well, it's very possible. Those two teams have already played during the regular season. It was a 7-point ECS win, but since then, Lausanne has not lost, and they've played very well, particularly on defense. They've had 3 shutouts in that time span. Ethan Dabbs is a really good junior linebacker who's done some good things for them. John Hamer, they've got some really good guys on that defense. I think in talking to Kevin LeCastro this week and writing about him in the Daily Memphian, we have a story about that game online right now. This is going to come down to pace of the game. Both of these teams are going to try to slow it down, work a lot of the clock down, while they're going through their play calls and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of running on the ball because, both of these teams have guys up front that go both ways. So the goal is going to be for each team to try to tire out their respective guys up front on the other team by keeping them on the field as long as they can. The clock's going to keep running. I expect a low-scoring game. I expect a close game. I definitely don't expect a shootout. I would be surprised if that happens, but yeah, Lausanne definitely has a chance. ECS might have shown a little bit of vulnerability last week against BGA. That offense, that had been so great all year, they only scored 9 points. The defense played tremendously, but if they can't get that offense cranked up a little bit better, yeah, there might be an upset there.
And for the private schools today, a win tonight gets them to the states.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
This is the same. ECS and Lausanne, the winner there will advance to state. That game's on December 5. And of course, MUS and Montgomery Bell Academy, who we haven't touched on, that's a semifinal game as well. So that winner will advance to state too.
Before we get to that game, one more thing on Lausanne, and this is me following it from afar, usually through you, John. But I always look at Lausanne as, man, they're strong. They're always strong. And then I remember watching the scores, looking at the scores earlier in the year and thinking, what's wrong with Lausanne? Is this just a bad year? And then all of a sudden they get better and better. So maybe they're peaking at the right time.
I think that's what Kevin LeCastro said. He said he thinks they're playing their best ball. He said he thinks they played their best game of the year last week when they beat Franklin Road in the quarters, 42-21. I mean, it's not, we're used to having Eric Gray around for so long, and he made Lausanne, great. They had other great players, but of course, Eric Gray is what made him great. This is the first true rebuilding year that they've had. They've only had 7 seniors. Eric Gray and some of those other guys moved on. This is the first true rebuilding year that program's had, and for it to be a rebuilding year, but yet still be in the state semifinals, I think says a lot for the job that those coaches and those kids are doing over the year. Make no mistake, they're still very talented, but they're young.
All right, let's talk about the MUS game.
Yeah, that's because this is MBA beat MUS during the regular season. They were the one loss there. Now MUS gets that rematch in this one. What do you think?
Well, I think that was interesting, Eli. That game they played against MBA, that was the first game that MBA had started their freshman quarterback. They were 1-3 at that point. They turned to the freshman and put him in at quarterback. And I think, he came in there and kind of put a little bit of different face on what MBA was doing. Might have caught MUS off guard a little bit. They were able to complete some big throws and exploit the secondary a little bit. I don't think that's going to happen this week. I think MUS is going to be much better prepared for whatever MBA is going to do. I expect a big game from the secondary. Roderick Lewis, Devontae Nelson, Cody Hopkins, those guys in the secondary, they've been terrific all year. I expect a great game from them. And, that two-headed monster that ECS has at quarterback this year with Edwin Shy and Vaught Benj, I mean, it's the old saying is, you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any. Well, that's not true in ECS's case. They've got 2, and they've got 2 good ones, and they've been able to rotate these guys, all through the year, and each one is a little bit different, and each one is produced, and, I think they'll put some points up this week, and I think they'll beat Montgomery Bell Academy. I really do. I'd be surprised if MBA can beat them for a second time.
It's interesting when you talk about that freshman quarterback, too, because, you think with a freshman quarterback, maybe you would kind of play it a little safer, closer to us. They heave it deep constantly with him. Against Christian Brothers, I mean, that was it. Like, you knew about once a drive at least, he's just going to drop back and heave one 30, 40, 50 yards down the field and see if they can make a big play. I mean, they are trying to get receivers behind guys and let that dude make some big plays.
Yeah, and we had Coach, Assistant Coach Glenn Rogers on our In the Trenches podcast this week, and I asked him about that, and he said, well, in that game, his secondary allowed the NBA receivers to climb on his guys a little bit. They high-pointed the ball. They went high to make a lot of catches. So I know they've been working on that this week to try to prevent that. And if MUS can get the ground game going with Hunter Kendall, keep that clock moving, and keep those guys off the field, I mean, I think this is really MUS's game to lose. Like I said, I'll be surprised if NBA can beat them twice, especially, at home twice.
He is John Varlas from the Daily Memphian. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. He will be busy once again tonight. Again, you're going to the Houston Whitehaven game. Is that correct?
I will be at at Houston at beautiful Landers Stadium, and should be a really great night. I urge everybody to come out. A lot of teams are eliminated. I know there's basketball going on, but I urge everybody to just go out and check out some high school football tonight, wherever you want to go.
Thank you, John, and check out John Varlas again at the Daily Memphian. Follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. Our second hour sponsor of Sports 56 Middays is the Gold Strike Casino Resort and the Moneyline Book Bar and Grill, the South's premier sports entertainment venue. It's inside the Gold Strike Casino Resort. Now, you can also wager on all of your favorite sports at one of their 10 betting kiosks located throughout the resort. You can watch the games on 60 HD screens while you lounge in plush seating and enjoy craft beer, signature cocktails, and great food. At the end of the hour, Art Hoyne's going to join us, the Moneyline Sportsbook Manager, to tell us a little bit more about what's happening as we get ready for Thanksgiving next week. But again, big thanks to the Gold Strike Casino Resort and the new Moneyline Book Bar and Grill. We are broadcasting live today from Town Village, Audubon Park, Cherry at Park. The food is here. We got some prizes we're giving away. We're having a good time, Eli.
That's right. We got some golf at Wedgwood. You could win 4-pack of tickets for the Tigers game against Bradley on December 3rd. We've got all kinds of barbecue, too. So come on by. Come hungry. Enjoy some barbecue. Register to win some prizes. Pick up a T-shirt while you're here. And check this place out. Awesome place here at Town Village Audubon Park.
When we come back, we got 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. You can jump on the phone lines right now at 360-8255. That's 360-8255. Also, a university in the city of Memphis has provided impermissible benefits. We'll tell you who it is. Breaking NCAA news. when we return. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Sports Time with Rollo and Stats. Every weekday afternoon from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why...
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together...
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except, apparently, about their radio ads.
I'm here interviewing Macaulay Williams, CEO of Big River Distilling Company here in Memphis. Macaulay, tell us about the uniqueness of your Blue Note Bourbon and Riverset Rye.
Well, Eli, both my products, Blue Note Bourbon and Riverset Rye, are produced right here in Memphis, Tennessee. The Blue Note Bourbon is a premium small batch blend, minimum age of 9 years, served at 93 proof. The Riverset Rye is a straight rye whiskey, also at 93 proof. It's a great spicy herbaceous tone. It's great in cocktails.
Where can folks find the Blue Note Bourbon and Riverset Rye?
Both products can be found at any local liquor store here in Memphis and also at most bars and restaurants. Next time you're around the town, be sure to ask your bartender for a glass of Blue Note or Riverset.
And is there anywhere else that folks can get more information about your products?
Yeah, absolutely. At our website, BlueNoteBourbon.com or RiversetRye.com. Also, be sure to follow us on social media at Blue Note Bourbon or at Riverset Rye.
All right, well, that sounds great. I can't wait to try a bottle.
Yeah, Eli, I really appreciate the support, and hopefully you and your listeners can pick up a bottle today.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything's made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials, like Monday baked chicken, Tuesday chicken fried steak, yum, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $7.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $9.99. And veggie plate, $8.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry. Let's go. You drive, I'll buy.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith and the Memphis Spunkhorns, Reba Russell and the Natchez Band. Open 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily. Neil's Bar and Grill,
where the fat man rocks.
Edwin Watts Golf Shop says move to our new location down the street, and to celebrate our grand opening, Edwin Watts is having its biggest sale of the year. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, save 20% off everything in stock. Yes, 20% off everything in every department. Clubs, bags, shoes, balls, accessories, apparel, and more. Don't miss the Edwin Watts grand opening 20% off sale happening this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in our new location in the Ridgeway Trace Shopping Center. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Sales excludes Bing and Scotty Cameron. Some other manufacturer restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Memphis, it's official. Crab King Seafood is where it's at. For the most flavored seafood and biggest plates, run to a Crab King's near you. Visit our Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Starting
Here, y'all
this
gonna
week,
get 10 in a row right here.
juicy
Yep.
snow crabs, 17 shrimps, 2 whole sausages, 2 corn, 2 eggs, and a large side of potatoes for only $43.99. That's right, $43.99. The price, the portions, the service.
Hey,
is why Crab
Dave,
King's
was there
is
that?
number one.
Did you find
Make the
a
right
butcher
choice
shop
the
in the
first
Roosters?
time. Make it Crab
Yep,
King's.
got
Come
both.
and devour
Okay.
our tasty snow
It's a
crabs,
$50
king
butcher shop.
crab, shrimp, salmon, and catfish. Enjoy Memphis' best tasting pastas with
Yes.
your choice
Okay.
of toppings. Visit our Bartlett
Hey, Gabe,
Cordova
on this
location
story,
at
did
7140
you see
Stage
anywhere where
Road
the
or our East
the name of the
Memphis
coach,
location
like who the coach is?
5992 Knight Arnold Road. Crab King's is open
Let me check real
Tuesday
quick.
through
I didn't
Sunday.
see it.
I'm gonna read a little bit of it. I'm not gonna do too much on it here.
You can also just go look who the head tennis coach is.
Memphis original.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup
I guess they
plan.
coach
Wanna join
both
the
men's and
conversation?
women's.
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx.
Name's
This hour of
MJ
Sports
Garnett.
56 Middays
What is it?
is also brought to you by Gold Strike Casino
MJ
and Resort
Garnett.
in Tunica. Here
Oh,
once
is it
again
CBU?
are Greg Gaston and
CBU?
Eli Savoie.
Mike's hot.
There you go, Eli. Your song. One of them.
Well, it's not my song. I don't have exes that live in Texas.
No, but you have an ex somewhere.
I she does not live in Texas. I don't know, but I don't think she lives in Texas. But it's George Strait.
Good song.
It's a great song by one of the best artists of all time.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays. We are halfway home on this Friday edition of the program. Greg Gaston and Eli Savoie on location at the Town Village Audubon Park at Cherry and Park. And Gabe Kuhn holding down the fort back at the Family Leisure Studio. So I guess when the NCAA rolled into town, and this is tongue-in-cheek when I say this, but obviously the big hit on the Memphis basketball program and James Wiseman, I guess they felt, well, let's see what else we could do here. What other damage we could do in the city. The Christian Brothers University head men's and women's tennis coach provided impermissible benefits, according to the NCAA, to an international prospect on 2 separate trips to the university. That's according to a decision issued by the NCAA Division II Committee on Infractions. The head coach, again, Gabe, the head coach is?
MJ Garnett.
MJ Garnett.
I believe MJ Garnett. Yes.
Okay, the head coach violated NCAA head coach responsibility and ethical conduct rules when he was personally involved in the violations. Additionally, the university did not monitor its athletic program, and they got some penalties from the infractions committee, including a $1,000 fine, which is self-imposed by the university, a reduction of a women's tennis scholarship from 6 to 4 during the 2019-20 academic year, and a few other penalties as well. Well, right now we need you to jump on the phone lines at 360-8255 because it's time for 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
All right, 10 in a row. Eli, what will the folks be playing for?
Today, the winner of 10 in a row is going to take home a $25 gift certificate from Rooster's Men's Grooming Center, along with a $50 gift certificate to the Butcher Shop.
Nice prize package. All right, jump on the phone lines, 360-8255. We're going to do a current events question, kind of current, because here's the deal. It's college football teams ranked in the top 20 in total yardage through last weekend's game, so through 10 weeks of the season. I did not count any of the games this week. There were games Tuesday, Wednesday. There was a game last night, and that was a horrible loss for NC State, losing to Georgia Tech, which is a pathetic team this year, but they beat them. But anyway, this is through 10 weeks of the college football season. I will give you a school. If they rank in the top 20 in total yardage, it's a yes. If not, it's a no. It's that simple. 360-8255.
That's right. First big phone lines, 360-8255, the phone number to play 10 in a row. Again, a $25 gift certificate to Rooster's Men's Grooming Center and a $50 gift certificate to the Butcher Shop will go to today's winner. So get on those phones. We do have a couple of open lines for you to get in there and participate in 10 in a row today and maybe take home that prize package. Of course, with the Butcher Shop, today is Burger Friday. And boy, can you do some damage with $50 can get you a lot of burger.
$50 will get you a lot. You're absolutely right.
You can basically feed the family of burgers.
In fact, I would suggest, unless you want to have a dinner and certainly probably bring a family and you have to pay out of your pocket as well, but $50 will go a long way in helping deter that price or at least deflect it a little bit. But the Friday lunch, you can bring a bunch of people. and get away without nothing coming out of your pocket. So it's a great prize package.
360-8255, the phone number to play 10 in a row. Tim is going to be our first one up. Tim, hello, how are you?
Great, how are y'all?
All right, Tim, here we go. College football teams in the top 20 in total yardage. Again, this is through last weekend's games, week 10 of the college football season. Boise State.
No.
Texas Tech.
No.
360-8255. Look, we have open lines, folks. Not going to hang around all day. I know the deal. You want to wait till they get down to about 8 or 9. Jump on the phone lines right now. It's a great prize package. If not, we're going to move on ourselves. But 360-8255, the phone number to call. By the way, congratulations to Kenneth Gainwell, named the semifinalist for the Doak Walker Award. A lot of accolades continue to roll in for the University of Memphis and their performers this year.
Yes, they do. They are a lot of semifinalists and finalists and things. They've gone from the watch list to the semifinals and finalist lists.
Yeah, yesterday we mentioned Mike Norvell's a semifinalist for, and there are a couple of different Coach of the Year awards and a couple of different Player of the Year awards. By the way, I saw
like 10 different Coach of the Year awards.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, and there was one. Yes, I forget the Munger or whatever it was, but Mike Norvell made the list. I did see earlier the Walter Camp semifinalists, which is given to the Player of the Year. And if I'm not mistaken, there was not one player from the group of five. They were all Power 5 conference players.
Marshall is next up for 10 in a row. What's up, Marshall?
Hey, Marshall.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. Here we go. College football teams in the top 20 in total yardage through 10 weeks. That's through last weekend. Hawaii.
No.
360-8255. Top 20 in total yardage.
Cedric is next. Hey, Cedric.
Cedric.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not too much. Okay. Boise State.
No.
Texas Tech.
Yes.
Wake Forest.
Yes.
360-8255. College football teams in the top 20 in total yardage. It's through last weekend's games. Didn't include any of these games during the midweek here.
Again, $25 gift certificate to Roosters Men's Grooming Center and a $50 gift certificate to the Butcher Shop going to the winner. And let's see if Michael can do it. What's up, Michael?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
All right, Michael. Hawaii.
Yes.
LSU.
Yes.
Liberty.
No.
USC.
No.
Clemson.
Yes.
Louisville.
No.
SMU.
Yes.
Memphis.
Yes.
Arizona.
No.
360-8255. That is a heck of a run there.
Good run. Let's see what Kevin can do. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's
Not
up, man?
too much. All right, Kevin, we go back to list one. Boise State.
No.
Texas Tech.
Yes.
Wake Forest.
No.
Washington State.
Yes.
Tulane.
No.
Alabama.
Yes.
Oklahoma State.
No.
360-8255. He wasn't sure of himself there.
He did not sound confident in that answer, and it was wrong. He should not have been confident in that answer. Bill, what's up?
Hey, Bill.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good,
Doing
man.
well. All right. We've rolled through about 8 of these. Let's see how closely you were listening to list 2. Hawaii.
Yes.
LSU.
Yes.
Liberty.
No.
USC.
No.
Clemson.
Yes.
Louisville.
No.
SMU.
Yes.
Memphis.
Yes.
Arizona.
No.
Missed on the Wildcats again.
Next up is Andre. What's going on, Andre?
Andre?
What's going on, fellas?
Not a whole lot. Boise State.
No.
Texas Tech.
Yes.
Wake Forest.
No.
Washington State.
No.
Oh. Next.
Next we go to Doug. Hello, Doug.
Hey, how y'all?
Good, man.
All right, Doug. Hawaii.
Yes.
LSU.
Yes.
Liberty.
No.
USC.
No.
Clemson.
Yes.
Louisville.
No.
SMU.
Yes.
Memphis.
Yes.
Arizona.
Yes.
Ohio State.
Yes.
There you go.
Very well done, Doug. Congratulations. You are a winner. You've got yourself a $25 gift certificate from Roosters Men's Grooming Center and a $50 gift certificate from the Butcher Shop coming your way. Hold on, and Gabe will take care of you.
You doing a second chance?
I will give Len and Jimmy a chance.
Okay.
Well, no, I won't because Len just dropped. So I'll give Jimmy a chance. Hello, Jimmy.
Jimmy gets the last chance. Hi, Jimmy.
I'm ready.
All right. Boise State.
No.
Texas Tech.
Yes.
Wake Forest.
No.
Washington State.
Yes.
Tulane.
No.
Alabama.
Yes.
Oklahoma State.
Yes.
Navy.
No.
Indiana.
No.
Baylor.
Yes.
Ah, man.
So close.
Close. And thank you for all those who are the guinea pigs in this world. Look, there could be a winner on the first call. You never know from week to week, but we need people to get it rolling. I know a lot of other people mark it down, and that's the way to play the game. I understand. Our winner, Doug, took advantage of somebody who went through the first 8 and missed on the 9th. So it was, but had to get that last one, which I think was an easy one with Ohio State. But I thank you for jumping on, because if you don't, then we can't play the game.
We are here live at Town Village Audubon Park today, enjoying ourselves this afternoon from 3 until 6. It will be Sports Time with Wolo and Stats over at Edwin Watts in their brand new location, which is not far, but